Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Here's the 4th expansion for Camp Grizzly, Jump the Bear. You're going to see it's going to come in a blister pack like the other expansions did. We'll open this up and we'll take a look and see what's inside. So let's take the new rules at first. You have the Doppelganger. Cameo is a killer. Cards can be played against Otis, can be played against killers. The Doppelganger copies all stats of the player that drew the Cameo card with the counselor's movement or equipment changes, so it's the Doppelgangers. Permanent survival cards and state changes such as certain cards affect him also. If multiple killers end up in the same fight, the counselors must pick whether to kill or fight first. And that's how we're going to get the new Doppelganger thing. Let's take a look at it. The first thing you need to get is Chet, which reminds me of the guy from, I believe it was Weird Science. So 3, 2, 1, 2. Not the strongest of guys, but he's a little pushy. Each round, Chet chooses when he will take his turn, which is nice. He's a hothead. While injured, Chet receives +2 to his fight rolls. And douchebag, campers and counselors in your cabin are -1 to all the rolls. And he has a panic of 3. I like role-playing with this guy, I'll be very honest. I think he's really fun to play as. When he gets injured, he gets a little bit stronger with his fight rolls, which is nice. But he doesn't want to be around other people. He's going to be weakening other people around him. So he wants to be a loner and get out on his own. We're going to get some new survival cards, so take those. Dream Warrior, to fight any fight without moving from your location. If you panic, you die. Reminds me a lot of the Freddy Krueger movie, number 3, right? It was all a dream. Play to the end of a counselor's turn. Undo everything that happened during that turn. It's even playable when you're dead. If a camper is present when Otis strikes your cabin, discard Psych to automatically win the fight. Telekinesis. When fighting, you may roll an 8-sided die. If unarmed, on a roll 1, you lose control of your powers, causing each counselor in your cabin 2 injuries. Then any campers or cameos in your cabin are immediately killed. And unfinished business. Play when you've been killed. Move your pawn to any space. You may continue to play as normal with no injuries at a speed of 2. You may freely move across nature trails and through locked spaces. However, you're removed from the game if you are healed or injured again. So it's like a ghost that you'll be going around. Here's a number of cabin cards you're going to get. Let's take a look at these. I know this expansion is very hard to find, and some of you may be interested to see what's in here. Indian Burial Ground. For as long as the card is in play, the effects of Horrified are doubled. To discard this, you go in the woods, you discard a weapon, item, or camper. Jump the Bear. Choose to go for it. Move to Otis's location, and Otis strikes. If he is lurking, place him on a random nature trail. If you succeed, draw an out-of-play objective or chicken out. Immediately skip to Otis's turn. Nom's Orb. Before a counselor draws from the cabin, draw deck. The counselor must first predict what color the card will be. And you receive an injury or survival card depending on if you're right. Teddy Bear Picnic. All campers immediately shuffled back into the cabin deck. For the rest of the game, when a camper is drawn, unarmed counselors take an injury, shuffle the camper back in. Armed counselors discard the camper and are horrified. The trees have eyes for as long as this card is in play. Any counselor that's moved to the woods must discard a card from their backpack. Those who cannot are immediately killed. Now, these are environment cards, as you can tell. And then Otis, Too Many Cooks, draw 13 cards. Place all cameos drawn in play according to their placement. Shuffle the other cards back, and then he strikes, and an objective comes out at the kitchen. Unearthly, return all dead cameos to life on random nature trails. Do not adjust the body count. Cameos killed second time or not, add to the body count, and you put an objective out on the campfire. Eddie's Jacket, when equipped, you win ties. Normally that's won by Otis. However, you must draw an additional card when tempting fate. Once per turn, you may attempt to solve the music box, and you have different things like body counts increased, you were killed, you get survival cards, etc., based on what you roll. Spirit board, or Ouija board, if you will. During the move phase, you may attempt to contact the spirit world. You roll a 10-sided die. If the total is less than the current body count, you draw 2 survivals, otherwise you become horrified. The tarot card, when drawn, place this card in front of you, draw 5 cabin cards, look at the cards, shuffle and place them face down. You may not begin a finale while the tarot is still in play. You may draw from the tarot instead of the cabin deck. Discard when there are no more cards on the tarot. So that's an occult item that happens one time. And then you're going to have another little kid, Mimo, who is an alien, of course. Fluvian Heart Bond. While in your care, you receive 1 less injury when damaged. Then you roll a 4-sided die, and on a 1, he is killed. Hunted. If Mimo has a cameo, cross paths, ignore the cameo's text, discard them both. Mimo is taken away for government experiments, body count +1. The cameo is difficult to remember, so it's kind of cute, like an E.T. type person. And the last one is the cameo killer, your Doppelganger, which is going to utilize this stand E, which will just be you. It's obviously coming from Twin Peaks, right? Stalk your current speed, target your closest victim. You cross paths, your doppelganger is equipped with the same weapon as you. It will attack counselors and killers, cameos, and immediately kill when crossing paths with your doppelganger. Does not add to the body count. One of the best things about this expansion, you get more of these finales. Now, some people may not want to know these, but because this is so rare, I do want to show you. This is a spoiler, so you might want to skip ahead until the conclusion if you don't want to see these. 3, 2, 1, here come the spoilers. Here is the van, and this is Otis. So a government experiment has gone away. You place the dice in an Otis program sequence, die 4, 6, 8, and then 10. To deactivate, you move all the dice. In order to remove dice, you got to discard stuff like a weapon, an item, survival card, etc. And then you have what's going to happen if you do that. You could also go to the barn, and you have Bethulu, which I guess is kind of like Cthulhu, join or die. All counselors, living or dead, are moved to the barn finale and must Rochambeau using the following hand gestures, counselor or cultist. So you would do the symbols. Those who choose to become cultists must discard their hand and kill their campers. If all counselors become cultists, all is lost and all players lose. So a little bit of the prisoner's dilemma here, right? Al Grisfoga, the counselors fight Bethulu, and then if he succeeds, your traitors cultists win, or if you win, then whoever's not a cultist will win. Then you have the boat, and a ghost ship appears. All counselors are horrified. Groovy chase, you roll 10-sided die and add to your panic. Take 2 damage of less than the number of spooky ghost pirates. To wrap up the mystery, Otis strikes, and if you panic, you die. But +1 to your attack for every objective in your possession. Let's see, you really are. You draw cabin cards until you find a cameo. Why, it's Cameo's name. He or she used the legend of Otis to try close to Gamp. So it's going to be like a Scooby-Doo type ending that you're going to have here. And the last one is the Ranger Tower. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The machine can save our friends. Place a marker on the current body count. If it's 0, you have traveled back before. Continue to out of time. So you would come down here and Otis would strike, panic with death. You roll 4 to see if you travel back. And you have to roll a 4 on a 4-sided die. If you travel back, here are the things that would happen. Remove the cabin deck, reduce the body count, return all counselors, return to the tower, and attempt a different finale. There's also a paradox that can happen with this pterodactyl. If the new cabin deck runs out of the body count, goes by, then everybody would lose, and then you have an ending that would be associated with. Very cool. So expansion number 4, Jump the Bear, is all about like the wild, crazy things that happen in shows that kind of make it, time travel and Cthulhu showing up and the Scooby-Doo endings and Chet from Weird Science. It's a very cool and very interesting. This does give you more endings, finales, which I'm really happy about. I feel like this game needed more finales, so it's a huge boost to that. Otherwise, everything in this is pretty good. This is one of the more solid of the expansions and one I can easily recommend to everyone. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.